Us. We'll wait for some minutes for the students to join us.
Yes, I had a problem with the link. I see that on the student platform, some people are complaining that it's saying it's for host to start the meeting. Do we have any of the coordinators for the respective universities on the call? Grace, are you on the call?
Yes, ma'am, on call.
Is there a reason some people are saying it's telling them it's waiting for host to start the meeting? Is there a reason that explains that? Were two links shared?
No, ma, just one
Different.
link. I'll send the link again to the group chat.
Yeah, please send it across all platforms and
All
tell
right,
them
ma'am.
to click
All right, ma'am.
because it looks like they're having difficulties joining.
Okay, ma'am.
Esther, also please reach out to the respective coordinators for the different universities to reach out to their colleagues so that they join.
All right, ma'am.
Thank you. Esther, I believe we can start, please.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Amazons. Good morning, phenomenal leaders from University of Port Harcourt. Kindly let us know the school you are joining from. We want to let you know that we appreciate you for joining this webinar. Also, you can send a reminder to your colleagues to join today's webinar. If they have any challenge, let us know so we can help them fix it so they can join today's webinar. We want to appreciate the National President of Women in Energy, Oil and Gas, Dr. Laduni Owa, for making our time to be in today's meeting. We also want to appreciate the National External Relations Director, Dame Asiya H. Audu, for making our time to be in today's meeting. We are also recognizing Dr. Bella Mata, the chairperson of the Academia Liaison, for being in today's meeting. Dr. Bella Mata, we appreciate you. We are also grateful to Mrs. Michelle Ayegusi. Thank you so much for joining today's meeting. We are grateful to the representative, the student leaders from Uniben, Nasarawa State University, Futmina, Uniport, University of Lagos. Thank you for joining today's meeting. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please reach out to your colleague, send the link to your colleague. This is an event in celebration of the International Day of the Girl Child. Reach out to your colleagues, send messages of reminder to them so that they can join us in today's webinar and partake of the value that will be imparted in today's meeting. So right away, we're going to start with the opening prayers by reciting the national anthem. Please, national anthem is projected in the comment section. If you can see it, please let us know if you can see it. So we're going to be reciting that together in unison after the count of 2. I believe the national anthem is in the comment section already. So if you can see it, kindly recite it. Okay, I just saw a message said I can't hear anything. Please, can you hear me?
No, that was before we started. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ma, for the feedback. I really appreciate the feedback. All right, so I believe we can all hear me. And yes, the national anthem will be projected, but let's still recite it as it is ongoing. After the count of 2, please. 1, 2, go.
Esther, you can guide and read it because the participants cannot unmute their mic to speak.
All right. All right, let's go. Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land.
Though tribe
and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we
stand.
Nigeria all and proud to serve our own sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign, in peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hand unto our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request, Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Thank you so much. We pray this upon Nigeria. Thank you so much. All right.
Amen.
Amen. All right, like we recognize our guest earlier, we recognize the person of the National External Relations in Amizdem Hasia Haudu, who have been of immense support. We recognize Dr. Bella Mamta, the chairperson, Academia Liaison. We recognize Mrs. Michele Ayegusi. Thank you so much for finding time to join us despite your tight schedules. We appreciate the representative from Uniben, Nasarawa State University, Futmina, University of Port Harcourt, and University of Lagos. And we are also appreciative of our national president, Dr. Oladuni Owo. Thank you so much for giving us the platform to be part, the opportunity to be part of this, for giving us the opportunity to be part of this. So we'll be taking the opening remark from the National External Relations Director, Dame Asia Audu.
Okay. Good morning, amazing and intelligent young women and Amazons on the call. Am I audible, please? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Esther. My name is Hasia Hassan Audu, and I am the National External Relations Director for Women in Energy, Oil and Gas Nigeria. For my day job, I work with NNPC Limited. It is my greatest honor and pleasure to be speaking with you, our dear future leaders, today. Before we proceed, I would like to crave your indulgence for us to please embark on a 1-minute silence in honor and loving memory of Madam Stella Diamond, one of our dedicated and passionate Weog executives who passed on in the course of the week. May the soul of Madam Stella Diamond rest in peace with God Almighty. Amen.
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 Welcome all once again. October 11th every year is the International Day of the Girl Child. It is a day set aside to celebrate the girl child worldwide. And the International Day of the Girl Child focuses attention on the need to address all the challenges that girls and ladies face, and also to promote girls and ladies' empowerment and the fulfillment of our human rights. Now, the theme for this year's International Day of the Girl Child is Girls' Vision for the Future, which is very dear to me personally because the big question is, as a young lady, what is your vision for the future? How do you see yourself and where do you see yourself in the future? Vision gives direction and a glimpse over our lives to make our goals and purpose a reality. In order to understand where we want to be in life, we must have a clear vision over our life. So once you understand that vision clarifies purpose, life will become more meaningful and our attainment of our planned vision will be more effective. I have always had a special place in my heart for young, passionate women because it reminds me of the younger version of me, as well as some strong women that I know and I look up to as well. Being a woman in our African society is not an easy task, especially being a woman in this elitist world that we live in. A whole lot is expected from women. For your age group, in addition to getting educated and coming out with A grades, women are endowed with skills of nurturing, caring, not only for their children, but also for those around them as well. The expectations are enormous. My young sisters and young Amazons on the call, in order to live up to the role of being a young woman, you must first know who you are and where you want to go. Sadly, I personally have encountered some women who are lost, scared, and have no idea what their contribution to society should be. That should not be you. I want to encourage you, my dearest young sisters and Amazons, to be motivated by your dreams, your hopes, your visions, your intelligence, and your desirability for your mind, and the many goals, dreams, and aspirations that it holds. You are more than just a pretty face, smile, and body. You are a superhero. You are a tower of strength. You are a beacon of knowledge. You are a well of ingenious ideas that the world is waiting to see and know. And of course, you, my dear young sister, are a carrier of life. Love yourself so intensely in such a way that no man can. And treat yourself like you deserve to be loved. Because guess what? You actually do. Some of you have been told the biggest lie, that you are nothing, that you are never going to make it. Being female is not a deficiency, neither is it a crime. Someone else's negative perception or perspective of you is not your reality. Never accept such negativity, my dear young sisters and Amazons. Your vision should be great. In fact, it was Dr. Awosika who said that if your dream and vision does not scare you, then you are dreaming below par. Dream big, think big. If you can think it, then you can definitely be it and do it. I believe that with the right support, resources, and opportunities, the potential of the world's more than 1.1 billion girls is limitless. When you educate the girl child, you empower the world. It is time to invest in girls, in our visions, and proven solutions that will accelerate progress towards a sustainable future where every girl and female can fulfill her potential. I want you to say to yourself next time you look in the mirror, I am beautiful. I am fearfully and wonderfully made by the Most High God. I am destined for greatness. I believe it. I receive it. I am walking right into it, and I'm going to shine bright like a diamond while at it. A round of applause to your amazing selves. Now I'm going to go and give us an overview about women in energy, oil, and gas. Women in Energy, Oil, and Gas is an incorporated trustee, not-for-profit association. It's a civil society association, and it has a CAC registration number. Women in Energy, Oil, and Gas, Weog for short, that is the acronym, operates under the official name and banner of International Forum for Women in Energy, Oil, and Gas, also known as Women in Energy, Oil, and Gas, and it was formed in 2018. It is a product of the Oil Offshore Trade Conference in Houston at the Women in Energy session. And Weog commenced operations in Nigeria same year and was formally incorporated in 2019. Weog is an industry network created to promote gender diversity and inclusion in what we all know that is the male-dominated energy, oil, and gas industry, and which is also in line with the tenets of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, providing a platform for the industry to tap into untapped reserves, bridging industry gaps, and creating opportunities for women to step into leadership roles for the industry and for national development. Our core objectives as women in energy, oil, and gas is first, to close the industry gender gaps, And we do that by mainstreaming women and women across border, young girls, ladies, women already working, and women who are even well-versed and have a lot of experience in working. We mainstream women participation in the industry at all levels. We close energy poverty gaps with energy wealthy initiatives, innovations, and advocacies. And our last core objective is to close the economic gaps between the wealth of energy resources and raw materials in our nation, vis-a-vis their resulting transformational effects on nations' economies, people, and environment. Weog has a slogan, Energy Women, Closing Energy Gaps. Energy Women, Moving Nation Forward. Amidst our vision statement is one, and it is to congregate young women, career women, and business women across all streams of the energy, oil, and gas value chain, thereby enhancing women's synergy, growth, and leadership development in line with the diversity and inclusion objectives of the Sustainable Development Goal 05. Amongst our many valid mission statements, we intend to provide formal mentorship and be a role model structure for young women such as you on the call, my young Amazons, and for our industry as well, young female professionals, and as I have mentioned, the girl child in STEM. We intend to also foster women entrepreneurial participation, in the public sector and private sector. We intend to go to the grassroots and make necessary advocacies to stakeholders, including public and private sector, as it relates to women, girl child, and host communities, thereby promoting national peace and unity. Our mission is also to promote female thought leadership, increase the percentage of women businesses and board members, top executives, professionals, and grassroots community women participation in the energy, oil, and gas industry. We intend to partner, we liaise with government, private sector, local, and international community in achieving all of this and more. Now, to become a woman in energy, oil, and gas, a link will be shared by the secretariat, the admin of this webinar. They will share it in the chat box. We can click on that link, and as students, we can be student members of Women in Energy, Oil, and Gas Nigeria. And our website is www.weog.org. I'll come again with that, www.weog.org. We have contact numbers. If you have need for questions and clarity, that will also be shared in the chat box. And we have our email address, which is secretariat@weog.org, secretariat@weog.org. Now, critically for us in Weog, for bridging the gender gaps in the energy, oil, and gas sector, we go down to the roots, as I had mentioned when I was giving the brief about Weog. We go down to the roots to mentor and encourage young girls in secondary schools and universities, which is actually where the whole journey begins. And that is why we are here and doing what we are presently doing. I want to indulge us all to listen attentively and eagerly to all that will be shared at this webinar. Thank you very much for listening to me. At this point, I'll be handing over the mic once again to our eloquent moderator, Ms. Esther Adelana, to take us through the rest of the webinar, which promises to be excitingly educative and sensitizing. Thank you so very much. And once again, I am Hasia Hassan Audu, the National External Relations Director for Women in Energy, Oil, and Gas. Till we meet again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, National External Relations Director Demacia Audu. Thank you for this energizing speech. Thank you so much. One of the things you said is that being female is not a deficiency, neither is it a crime. Please, Secretariat, can you unmute somebody, one of the students, to tell us the theme for 2024 International Day of the Girl Child? What's the theme? What's the theme? kindly unmute one of the students to tell us the theme for 2024 International Day of the Girl Child. All right, we have Aremu Praise. Aremu Praise. Aremu Praise hand is up. Kindly unmute Aremu Praise, please. All right, Aremu Praise, if you've been unmuted, you can share with us what's the theme for 2024 International Day of the Girl Child. Admin, please unmute Aremu Praise. Okay, you can go ahead and put it in the comment section. Put it in the comment section. Put it in the comment section. We are reading your comments. If you're unmuted, put it in the comment section. What's the theme for 2024 International Day of the Girl Child? Ewono Basi, put it in the comment section. If you have the answer, put it in the comment section. You have the chance of winning 1,000 Naira airtime for your assignment. We have a remove praise hand is up. Ewono Basi hand is up. Okay. All right. I remove praise. If you're unmuted, put the answer in the comment section. Put the answer in the comment section. All right, we won't like to waste our time. The theme for 2024 International Day of the Girl Child. Okay, somebody's comment is in the session. Okay, Favor Motola. She said, girls' vision for the future. Awesome. Amazing. This is beautiful. So, Favor Motola, kindly reach out for your 1,000 Naira airtime. That would help in doing your assignment. So, the theme for 2024 International Day of the Girl Child is Girls' Vision for the Future. And the aim is to ensure urgent action and persistent hope for the voices of girls in society. Right away, one of the things that Weog does is to create platforms for young ladies, young professionals in this energy sector to have access to mentorship and be able to establish themselves in this sector. So we'll be giving opportunity for student representative from Futmina and University of Benin to share their thoughts, to give a speech in today's session. So admin, please, would like you to unmute Ewono Basi Johnson. Ewono Basi Johnson, please raise your hand so the admin can identify you. Would like you to unmute Ewono Basi Johnson for a speech. She is currently the student representative from University of Benin, and she helped mobilize over 100 students on the platform. Ewono Basi, are you ready? Please go ahead for your presentation.
Okay, good morning, ma'am. No, can anybody hear me, please? Hello, good morning. Can anybody confirm if they can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but please be louder.
Okay,
Be
ma'am.
audible.
Okay. A good morning to the amiable national president, Weog, and our wonderful executive, students from University of Benin, students from Putmina, and wonderful female energy enthusiasts here. My name is Thompson Iwalabasi Usiren. I'm a 500 level chemical engineering student from the University of Benin, and I am the student representative of Weog in University of Benin. I'm happy to be part of this webinar and I'm happy to give this. Firstly, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to the National President and our wonderful executive for hosting us today, especially on a significant occasion. Today, October 11th, marks a significant occasion, the International Day of the Girl Child, a day to recognize the potential, achievements, and challenges by girls worldwide. This day serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of empowering girls and ensuring they have more opportunities to pursue their dreams. The initiatives and programs led by the Women Inspiring they empower women to break barriers, develop leadership skills, and embrace opportunities in fields that are crucial for the future. Today, as we celebrate the potential of girls around the world, we also acknowledge the incredible contributions of women and the strides they are making toward gender equality. I decided to reach out to the Women Energy Oil and Gas Association for a new chapter at the University of Benin with the support of Koji Emmanuel, the Director General of the Energy Club, University of Benin. I was inspired by the stories of these women who have successfully navigated this industry, and I wanted this for other students at my school. I truly appreciate the swift and positive response from the national president and our executives in making this matter a reality. Their support has been invaluable and it reflects the association's commitment to empowering the next generation of leaders. Today, as we celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child, let us remember that empowering young girls means providing them with the tools, support, and inspiration they need to dream big. Through our school we aim to champion diversity and ensure that every girl feels belong in the energy sector. In conclusion, I want to express my gratitude once again to the National Executive and all of you here today. On this special day, let us reaffirm our commitment to empowering the next generation of women leaders in energy. Together, we can build a brighter and more inclusive future. I'm looking forward to enjoying the rest of today's wonderful webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ewana Basi Johnson. Thank you, Admi, for projecting a speech. We really appreciate that, although the audio was very, very low and some of us could not hear. We want to say thank you. Please, we'll appreciate if the people that will be speaking afterward turn on their video and be more audible so we can all hear you. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Favor Omotola, the National Director, External Relations Director, would be sending you your airtime. Please send us your number. Send me a message so I can forward your number to her. Congratulations to you. That is why we encourage people to be actively involved in whatever it is they are doing, wherever you find yourself. Be actively involved. And that is why you have to raise your voice as a girl child. All right, right away, we are going to be receiving the speech from a goodwill message from Dr. Bella Mata, the chairman of Academia Liaison Office. Please, admin, kindly unmute Dr. Bella Mata.
Hello. Can we all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, ma.
Okay, sorry, I'm at the airport right now and it's rowdy and I might not be able to turn on my video because I'm having unstable network. I've actually been thrown in and out of the meeting. But I'm so glad to be here and to be part of this webinar to celebrate the resilience and the bold girl child on this day of the National Day of the Child. I want to categorically affirm our commitment as women in energy, oil, and gas to empowering the girl child to be able to break barriers, be able to break bias, to be able to shatter the ceiling and to achieve their dreams. And in this meeting, as I could see the theme, which has to do with transiting from the classroom to the boardroom. I want to assure you that in the course of this webinar, we are going to be empowered to be able to know what steps to take hereafter from the classroom. Because it's one thing to be empowered, with education, mentoring while you're in school, and another thing to be able to make use of it even outside the classroom. But one thing that we can assure you as we all is that we are, going to be with you to hold your hands, to be able to bridge that gap between the classroom and the board. And I can assure you also that we all believe in closing energy gaps, believe in closing skill set gaps, whatever it is, and moving nations forward. We assure you that we're backing you up, and you need to just be open during the course of this webinar to get everything you need. Even beyond this webinar, you have your big sisters always there and available to help you. So we believe in the creativity and the boundless potential of the girl child. And it's our pleasure to welcome every one of you on board this webinar and want to encourage you to sit back and enjoy the rest of the stage in the course of this meeting. So I wish you all a wonderful experience today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much for your commitment towards the growth and development of the girl child. We can see it in your dedication to women in energy, oil, and gas, and the fact that you have to sacrifice your time to be in this meeting means a lot to us. Thank you so much, Dr. Bella Mata. We really appreciate you. All right, so we'll be going right away to the speech from the student representative from Federal University of Technology, Mina. And this is no other person than Oluwadamilola Omotosho. Please turn on your video and be audible. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me, please. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Loud and clear.
All right, thank you very much. Good day, everyone. My name is Omotosho Oluwadamilola, a 500 level chemical engineering student of Federal University of Technology, Mina. I am honored to be the student representative of WEOG, Women in Energy, Oil and Gas, FUTSMINA Students Chapter. So on behalf of FUTSMINA Chapter, I would like to extend a warm regard to our distinguished guests, including the National Presidents, WEOG, representatives from the national body, all students, members, and young professionals present in this meeting. Thank you all for your interest in this event, and I appreciate your attendance. Today, we celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child and the potential of girls and young women to make to make a difference in our communities and in the world at large. As a student myself, I understand how important it is for girls to pursue their education and develop their skills in STEM fields. On this International Day of the Girl Child, our education and develop our career. We should also seek out mentorship and support during her academic and professional journeys. The Women in Energy, Oil Guidance, and networking opportunities for young women interested in STEM careers. As FUTSMINA students, I encourage you to take advantage of the many opportunities available to you. We'll be organizing webinars and physical events that will provide valuable career development opportunities and help you connect with professionals in the industry. So finally, I urge us all to continue to support girls in STEM fields. We have your friends that are not on this platform and they are studying any STEM related courses. Do well to send the link to them and encourage them to join and participate in activities, in volunteering activities, networking activities to develop your career. The future of our world depends on the empowerment of girls and young women, and we must do all our part to create a world where they can thrive. Thank you once again for your participation. I look forward to continue the important work together. Thank you very much.
Wow, amazing. Amazing. This is amazing. Please, a round of applause for her. She just presented a speech as if she's going she's contesting for, should we call it, Omotola, you from Ogun State, for Ogun State, one of the constituency in Ogun State as a senator. Thank you so much, Omotola, for the well-presented speech. We could see your vision for your chapter during your presentation. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. That's the energy we need. Energy women. It's a closing energy gap. Energy women, moving nations forward. So right away, we have a very important person in our midst. She is one of the most senior person in the industry, and she's no other person than Mrs. Michelle Oti Branco Ayegbesu. So I'm just going to read her profile briefly. Mrs. Michelle has over 30 years experience in general administration, human resource management, consulting, and learning, including development. She has been in this field for the last 17 years, and she has this high visionary and creative skills, which she has demonstrated over the years. Her engagement in the oil and gas industry began in 2007 with Data Africa Engineering Limited, a joint venture company between Data Tech Limited, a Nigerian company, and Wale, a global name in the hydrocarbon energy sector. Her ability to develop and apply creative solutions and strategies to capacity building put her at the forefront of training and solution strategies and development in the oil and gas sector. After 6 years of meritorious service at Data Africa, she was invited to the Nigeria Content Development and Monitoring Board, where she had the opportunity to implement these human capital development solutions and strategies at a national level. In 2017, Michelle set up SLC Resources Limited, a learning and development company that has since supported the development of over 500 Nigerians for the industry. Michelle Ayegbusi was the pioneer general secretary of the Oil and Gas Trainer Association of Nigeria, a position she held for 6 years. The Oil and Gas Trainer Association of Nigeria was established in 2010 by the Nigeria Content Development and Monitoring Board as an umbrella body for training providers in industry. She currently sits on the board and she is a fellow of the association. She is also a member of 2 sectorial working groups of the Nigeria Content Consultative Forum, Education and Training, and Diversity and Inclusion. In 2022, Michelle was chairperson of the planning committee for the first Women in Oil and Gas conference, organized by the Diversity and Inclusion SWG. She worked with a team of female industry leaders to deliver a successful conference. In November 2023, she was appointed as a member of the Nigeria Oil and Gas Sector Skills Council. She is a certified learning and development practitioner and a fellow of Learning and Performance Institute UK. She has attended various management and leadership courses locally and internationally, and has been a speaker at local and international conferences on human capital development. Her technical skill sets are in the areas of training design and development, training delivery, coaching and facilitation, blended learning, strategic talent management and execution, competency management, learning and development, and mentoring program management. Other areas of expertise include business strategy and conceptualization, program management, service orientation and relationship management, stakeholder engagement, organizational culture, and leadership development. Michelle Branco Ayegbesu has been involved in not-for-profit and charitable activities since 2005, and she is the founder of Aviva Women's Network, a support group for career women. She'll be doing her presentation very soon. Please, let's appreciate Mrs. Michelle Ayegbesu as she gives a goodwill message.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Esther. That was a long, long introduction. Good morning. I hope you can all hear me. I hope I'm loud and I'm clear.
I can hear you, ma.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. For a minute, I wondered where all of that came from. So thank you, Women in Energy, Oil and Gas, Weog executives who are on this webinar. And I'd like to say good morning also to our young women, and happy International Day of the Girl Child to us all. You know, this morning it was quite funny because every morning I am on the phone with my daughter and granddaughter, and I wished them a happy International Day of the Girl Child. And my daughter said, same to you. She said, I mean, you're a girl as well, are you not? So that's just to say to everyone here, no matter how old you are, you still remain a girl. Okay, so it's a great honor to be here. I want to thank Weog for the opportunity to deliver this goodwill message as we celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child under the global theme, Girls, Vision for the Future, as well as the Weog webinar theme, From Classroom to Boardroom. And I must say that both themes resonate deeply as they reflect the power of investing in girls' education, in mentorship, and opportunities that shape their journey from learning environments to positions of leadership. Now, in my experience working with and mentoring young women, I have seen firsthand the incredible transformation that occurs when they are empowered to pursue their dreams. And many of the women I have mentored over the years have risen to senior roles, from being greenhorns in the industry to senior roles in this industry that is traditionally dominated by men. And witnessing these talented women grow from, like I said, students into confident, accomplished leaders has been one of the most rewarding aspects of my career as a human capital development practitioner. And their stories go to highlight how, with the right support and guidance, girls can become leaders tomorrow in whatever fields of work they choose to go into. I would also like to take this opportunity to appreciate Weog for your numerous initiatives that support young women in aspiring to and achieving their potential. And so through advocacy, through mentorship, through skills development and networking opportunities, Weog is creating pathways for women to transition from the classroom to the boardroom, even as your theme says. By doing this, you're opening doors to opportunities that before now were out of reach to young women, especially in the energy industry and oil and gas. And so these initiatives are vital in ensuring that women not only succeed in these male-dominated fields, but they thrive in leadership roles as well. And so as we celebrate the achievements of girls and women today, let us recommit. We need to recommit to ensuring that every girl, no matter her background, no matter where she is coming from, that she has the opportunity to make her vision a reality as she moves from the classroom to the boardroom. And by so doing, like I said earlier, we're not just shaping their individual futures, but we are building a world where female leadership is no longer an exception, but it becomes the norm. And so as we reflect on the global theme, Girls' Vision for the Future, let us be reminded also of our collective responsibility to nurture and support the dreams of every girl. Now to our young ladies, upcoming professionals on this call or in this webinar, I want to say to you today that your visions for the future have no bounds. And by equipping yourselves not only with formal education, but social education, so you need to expose yourselves. Social education is just as important. So through formal education, social education, mentorship, as well as seeking out opportunities, you will be empowered to lead in all aspects of life, armed with the vision, the skills, and the support that you need to shape the future. We need you to remember that your dreams are valid and your potential is limitless. You're standing on the threshold of incredible opportunities ahead of you, where the classroom, where you are now, is just the beginning, it's just a stepping stone. And trust me, the boardroom is within your reach. So believe in your vision for the future and know that with your education, with determination and a quest for personal development, as well as the right support, you can overcome any barrier that is in the way. It's important that you surround yourself with mentors, seek out mentors, seek for knowledge. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't shy away from leadership roles, even right from the university. You have the power to shape not only your future, but the future of the world. And your journey to the boardroom starts today. And so I believe that each of you is more than capable of leading the way. I urge you to embrace the challenge that is ahead, keep pushing forward, and trust me, you've got this. And so back to Weog and the Weog Exco, again, I want to say thank you. And in closing, I want us all to remember that for every girl who is empowered, we're making the world a better place. Thank you once again for the opportunity to give this goodwill message. You can hear a young girl in the background. That's a future leader right there. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Mitchell. Thank you so much. Thank you. We really appreciate your time. We appreciate the value and the messages, the goodwill message you've delivered. So, students from Uniben, yeah, thank you, Ma. Uniben, Port Harcourt, Lagos, Nasarawa State University. This is to remind you once again that the registration link to join Weog Young Professional Council is in the comment section. Please register, be part of this so that you have access to unlimited mentorship from experts in the industry. Okay? Register to become part of this body. So right away, we're going to be having the speech from Dr. Laduni Owo. So it's with great honor and delight that I'll be reading her profile. Dr. Laduni is currently the National President of Women in Energy, Oil and Gas, Nigeria. Her full name is Dr. Laduni Owo. Dr. Laduni Owo. Yes, if you're a Yoruba person, you know Owo means money, it means wealth and all. So she is currently the National President of Women in Energy, Oil and Gas, Nigeria. She is the Secretary of Women in Sustainable Power Africa Network, Global Women Network for Energy Transition, OSTRA, and she is also a member of Forbes Women Forum, the energy group. She is the award-winning author of Black Gold Refinery Business Made Easy and the Modular Solution, which is currently in the publishing house. She is an international corporate speaker and trainer, a versatile business expert, and a management consultant with over 2 decades of vast professional experience in energy, oil, and gas industry, spanning the downstream, midstream, upstream, and future energy. She has core expertise in strategy and advisory, supply chain management, projects and developmental finance, among others. Dr. Laduni Owo is a mathematician with very strong analytical prowess, designing business decisions, models, and strategies for organizations. As an international consultant and trainer, Dr. Laduni has mentored several upcoming businesses with major focus on profitability, ensuring the companies made good returns on investment within realistic payback period. She has consulted for the public sector at various levels. She is a member of the Nigeria Content Consultative Forum and an oil and gas STEM trainer. She is a frequent keynote speaker at energy, oil and gas corporate events, and she has spoken in different industry conferences, seminars, workshops, trainings, and induction programs for organizations. Dr. Aladuni is the CEO and principal consultant at Black Gold Authorities and Advisory Consults, a company focused on energy, oil and gas strategy, business development, project finance, and advisory services. Dr. Laduni sits on the board of several organizations, both as an executive and non-executive level, contributing a bespoke expertise in strategic management to help move organizations to their next levels. It is with great excitement. You could literally feel this in my voice. It is with great excitement that we welcome Dr. Oladuni to give us an amazing speech, like this speech that is capable of transforming our life. You've been listening to the good messages and hope. Be well ensured that this keynote speech by Dr. Laduni is transformative. It's something that will turn you around. So please listen to her, take your notepad and your pen and write out key points so that you can make reference to it later. Doctor, thank you so much for creating time to be here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, everyone. Okay, thank you very much. Our very amiable moderator. Well done, you are doing a great job, Esther Delano. Good afternoon, everyone here. I'd like to stand on all existing protocol, but particularly I'd like to appreciate our veterans here in the house today, our veteran girls. Since Mrs. Ayegusi said everybody is a girl, I would like to particularly appreciate Mrs. Michelle Ayegusi. We just got to know about this 2 days ago when we met at the CEPLAT event. And then thank you very much for accepting to come talk to the ladies here in commemoration of the International Day for the Girl Child. Also, I'd like to also acknowledge Dr. Bella. Dr. Bella Mata was the elected chairperson, Academia, Liaison, and STEM. And we want to say thank you as well. You're supposed to be in Roots Lagos but right there at the airport, you're having this conversation for the future generation. Also, I'd like to acknowledge our own very erudite National External Relations Director. That is the person of Dame Asia Hassan Audu, who opened the floor for this conversation this morning. Thank you very much. Also, I'd like to acknowledge our Oluwada Milola. That was a very nice and clear speech. The leader in you. Also, I'd like to acknowledge Nwono Basi Johnson for congratulating and wishing your fellow, all of us, out day today. And to every other person, you are all special, you are amazing, you're wonderful. Students from FUTMINA, students from UNILAG, students from Port Harcourt, students from UNIBEN, and I hope I've mentioned all the schools that are represented here. I understand that some of you have classes and what have you. Well, today is the main day. Maybe that's why the organizers decided to put it right today. But next year's zone will be on Saturday, so there won't be excuse for people not to join. But what we are doing is going to be on YouTube, so you'll be able to share the link with those that are supposed to attend but couldn't attend. I bring you special greetings from the board, the executives, the advisory board, the national executives, the sectorial executive, and the chapter executives of the Women in Energy, Oil and Gas Nigeria. It's a great pleasure to celebrating International Day for the Girl Child. August 12th, we celebrated the International Day for Youth, or International Youth Day, right there in Nasarawa, and a number of you joined virtually. And today, youth is every youth, and then today is especially for girls. My conversation is going to be two ways. I'm sorry I don't have a slide to share, which is unlike me, but we had emergency we needed to attend to yesterday, following the news of the tragic accident of a very important member of our executive. So I actually barely had time to conclude on it. But I'll be sharing, so I will do my speech and I'll also be sharing my life experience. Starting from the theme of this year's International Day for the Girl Child. It says, girls, the vision for the future. So today we all gather to mark this special day because we are the future. And this coincides even with the Weog theme for this year, which talks about building sustainable futures. So you as a girl child, me as a girl child, everyone here as girls, we are the few you give a woman, she has the right. So we are gathered to celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child today, a day dedicated to recognizing the potentials, like I said, the achievements and the challenges faced by girls nationwide. We, as women in energy, oil, and gas, had coined out a special theme titled From Classroom to the Boardroom, Transitioning from Students to Young Professionals. I'd like to say a big thank you to the organizing team committee that came up with this fantastic team, because this team resonates with me personally and is actually my storyline, which I would share with you as a major take home. As we stand here today, we acknowledge the progress made towards gender equity so far and inclusion. We also recognize the immense work that has been done, and that organizations like ours, Women in Energy, Oil and Gas, and even you girls from the different schools, we know you are doing something, and because girls continue to face different barriers, even in education, which is a major foundation and bedrock, career advancements, and leadership positions all over. So we resonate with what you are even facing in your schools or even in your homes, However, we firmly believe that the girl and young women, everyone in this webinar, in this room today, and millions from all over the world, we hold the key to unlocking a brighter future for our immediate environment, our local environment, our schools, our organizations, our industry, the nation, and the world at large. And to be able to achieve this, education is the foundation that can cause that change. Education is the game changer. So for those of us that are still in school, at whatever level you are, even secondary, right from the primary education to the secondary education, to the university education, to the tertiary, undergraduate, postgraduate, every level of education is very, very important, because that is the game changer. I met a lady who is also a member of Women in Energy, Oil and Gas a couple of years back. This lady, for the first time in the history of our local government, she was able to contest as a local government, as an aspiring local government chairperson, only because she had education. It is a law and a rule in our local government that a woman cannot even lead. She cannot take any leadership role at all. But by virtue of her exposure, by virtue of her presence in this industry, by virtue of the different things she has been doing to build her brand and to be a voice for women out there, she went and took the form. And for the first time, the elders of the community gathered to hold a meeting. And then they say, is that not that girl that has been carrying the name of our community in different places? We see her on television, we see her on this, and they changed the rule for her. She became a game changer, and they allowed her to buy her form and to contest. Even though finally she did not win, but that paved way for any and every other woman that may also have that aspiration now and also in the future. So we are gathered today to talk about how we too can be game changers, and particularly for our own industry, where we have huge gap. Weog has 3 thematic and focus areas. We want to close the gaps. The first gap is the gender gap in our industry, where statistics has shown that we have just about 27%. It used to be like 17%, of which only about 5% have tested anything leadership or anything table in this industry. So we want to close the gender gap in this industry, and you are that future, which is why there's nothing Weog can do without us involving the upcoming generation. I have spent about 25 years in this industry, or even more. Very soon, I'm heading towards exits and retirements. And we don't want what happened in our own time of entering the energy, oil and gas industry to happen in your time. So many times in this industry, I have found myself as the only woman. As a matter of fact, those were some of my presentation. I had to go and fish out pictures of me. And then you will see me, I miss 10 men, I miss 15 men, you know, or in the terminal, on operations floor, as a fire marshal, and so many other activities I've had to carry out in this industry. As nice as some people may think that is, it is lonely at the top, like that songwriter had highlighted. So we don't want that loneliness again, which is why we are breeding. We have a focus and a target to breed and also handhold the students, primary school, secondary school, university, that will be the leaders of this industry in the future, because this industry is very, very important to the growth of this nation. Once there is light, energy is related to electricity, which is light. Once there's light, you will see the kind of transformation. Can you see what has happened to this nation in just 1 year because of a decision that was made concerning this, our industry? Everything fell. Up till today, there's still queues at the filling station. Everything fuels today has to do with our industry. And one singular decision caused major inflation, and prices of items went to up to 500%, 800%, 300%, and so on, in a land that is currently the 5th largest oil producer in OPEC, largest oil producer in Africa. We have the 7th largest gas reserve in the entire world. We shouldn't even be where we are. So over the years, we have left the men alone in this industry. For those of us that are Christian, we know that part of the Bible that says it is not good that men should be alone. They need helpmates, which is why we are making this advocacy, we are making these efforts to even, trickle it down to the upcoming generation, to handhold you to start taking position and getting a presence in this industry. All get towards closing the energy gap. The second gap, so the first gap is the gender gap. We want more girls in this industry. We want more women in this industry, because we believe if we have more women, we have more girls, we won't be facing the kind of challenges we are facing, which is a major ingredient for our economic development. Once we have light, we have economic development, there will be manufacturing, there will be a lot of changes. We will be able to drink our own black gold that God has blessed the nation with. Secondly, we are closing the energy poverty gap. This still dovetails to what I've highlighted earlier. Nigeria is the largest oil-producing country in the entire Africa. Nigeria has the 7th largest gas reserve in the entire world, and yet there's poverty in the land. Nigeria is supposed to be another Dubai, if not even bigger than Dubai, because it's the same oil and gas that Dubai has that they use in transforming their nation. It's the same oil and gas that Qatar has that they use in transforming their nation. And all of us today want to travel to Dubai. All of us want to travel to through Emirates, to the United Arab Emirates, want to go to Qatar. It's the same oil. Nigeria, people are supposed to be flocking of all the menaces, that the industry has faced in its 60 years of existence. And of course, our research shows that one of the major reasons why those menaces were able to stay is because we don't have enough representation of women in the industry, which is why you, as the upcoming generation, your industry, and the nation at large. We all know that oil and gas, energy, is a major economic driver. The third gap we are closing is the energy economic gap. Again, there needs to be proper tandem between the energy resources the land is blessed with. We have all the sun to be able to create all the solar panel in the world. Do you know that all the solar panel that is used in Nigeria, none, not a single one is manufactured in Nigeria. They are all imported from China, and we have all the sun. Go up north, for those of us in Futmina and Northern University, you see, panel is not produced here. The same thing goes for our oil and gas. We have all the oil, we have all the gas, yet we are still importing gas into Nigeria. All the gas we use in cooking, majority is imported until very recently when we started these advocacy campaigns on local content, just like Mrs. Ayegusi highlighted. So I need you to sit back and let us see how we can work together. Again, the theme of this year says, you are the vision for the future of this nation. You are the vision for the future of the oil and gas industry, for the energy oil and gas industry. And education is the foundation upon which this future can be built. It is where curiosity sparks. It is where passions are ignited. It is where dreams help to take shape. And yet, millions of girls are denied these fundamental rights. And for those of you that have this opportunity to be educated, you are currently in school, I'd like to join you today to maximize this opportunity. I joined this industry, like I said, if I actually want to put paper to pen, it's actually 29 years ago. 1995 is what year? 1995 to now is actually 29 years. So it's going to be 30 years next year. However, I did not join this industry as a graduate. I joined this industry as an undergraduate. So it started, I will tell you my short story as I begin to also round up. In those days, no private university. All the universities in Nigeria were all public, either federal or state university. So I was in one of the state universities studying mathematics. And I remember then when I got admission to study mathematics, I was told, oh, you will end up in the classroom as a teacher. What else can you use mathematics to do? And because of that, I was so determined and desperate that I want.
Okay, so my network has thrown me out and I'm having to use another network. So all efforts to get to petroleum engineering failed up to vice chancellor level, and it just didn't work. So I settled for my mathematics. However, I remember one of our professors of blessed memory, Professor Aro Ayeni, came and then organized a symposium like this for us and brought several graduates and professionals in different fields to come and talk to us, because all of us wanted to change out of mathematics to engineering, chemical engineering, other courses, because there was that mindset that we can only end up as classroom teachers. And it was in that symposium that we were told that with mathematics, you can be any and everything. As a matter of fact, just be a graduate and have very good grades. You can be any and everything you want in life. And that word stuck to me. And to top up that word, unfortunately, I will put it fortunate and unfortunate. It's unfortunate and fortunate. Shortly after that,
symposium, there was a big, long ASU strike. The ASU strike was so long. Okay, no, we had a first short one, which was like a trial strike that lecturers normally hold. And then I think that was about 3 months. By the time we were not virtually all, a number of the female students came and they have added weight and their tummy were shooting out. And then suddenly we started seeing pregnancy here and there in the university. That's ASU strike. And then suddenly we started having what we call Bolu. Bolu is like, in Yoruba is Bolu. The full name is Boluwatife, as in that's the way God wanted it, something like that. Then there was another huge strike in 1990, towards the end of 1995. And then my elder sister then said, all this one that everybody, all these girls are coming up with different bolus. I don't want you to go and carry bolu. Let me look for somewhere for you to just at least be going in the morning, come back in the evening and get busy. So she spoke with the divisional, she has a relationship, which is where what Mrs. Ayegusi highlighted earlier, your social network, your social brand, very important. That time there was no GSM, there was no social media. I'm talking about 1995. So she spoke with one of our contacts to say that, please, this is my younger sister. I want her to get busy. Whatever it is, people can just use her for. Let her just have somewhere she's going in the morning. So I was opportuned and privileged to just go do what we call, whether ASU strike job or holiday job at the National Oil and Chemical Marketing Company. Now, I remember there were 2 of us, but the other girl was not so, she just comes around, she goes for lunch. They had this fantastic lunch time where it's like buffet lunch every day. So for her, that was the catch. I was put in the computer room that was about the time when computer was just getting into organizations and even Nigeria at large, you know. And I was just being a curious girl. I just played around with the computer and I was able to do one or two things there. So one day, while I was playing around with the computer in the computer room, the divisional manager came into the room and was like, "Oh, young girl, you mean you can operate this box?" That was what he called it. I said, "Yes, I can operate it." He said, "Okay, okay, can you do this report?" I was shocked. I felt like the ground should open and I enter. But I took up the challenge. I quickly went to the guy, that sits in the computer and say, "Okay, please, how do I do this?" You know. And by the end of the day, I was able to give one report, even though it was not perfect, but I tried my best. And that was the game changer for me and the beginning of my journey into the energy, oil and gas industry. Because after that report, a week after, the person that normally churns that report out fell ill and he was not able to come to work. And then that was how the divisional manager was like, that's a small girl inside the computer room. She can do it now. Let her do it. And that was how I started churning out a major report called, I can never forget the name of that report, Trade Accounts Receivable Report for all the dealers. For those of us that know National Oil is now corn oil, but in those days, it used to be like the downstream arm of Shell. So it was a joint venture of Shell and NNPC before they now sold it to local content and all that. That was how I was churning out the reports. Of course, I made mistake at the very first instance. To cut down long story short, after that experience that was supposed to be in 1 month, that 1 month became 3 months, became 5 months. And guess what? It wasn't as if I was really being paid because it was not an head office arrangement. Once in a while, the divisional manager just gives me something for transport. As a matter of fact, I remember sometimes I have to walk, as a small girl anyway. I have to walk. Maybe I don't have transport. I have to walk to the office from the house, and it wasn't a short distance, but just to at least leave the house. And that was how I started churning out a report that the management team were using to take decision. I remember the first report I churned out. I didn't understand the importance of all the zeros behind all the numbers. That was how dealers. But I get maybe a dealer that has just a trade debit of maybe 1 million. Somehow, something happened to the report and 1 million became 10 million. The whole office was filled with dealers saying, "No, I didn't take 10 trucks. It's one truck," and all that and all that. But they gave me a second chance to, still do it. And that was how every ASU strike, I had somewhere to go back to. I had somewhere, and it was not about the money. And I keep emphasizing younger generation of these days is a huge part in our decision. For me, it wasn't about the money. And that was how all through my years, post that 1995, my remaining years in the university, I had somewhere to go work. And by the time I finally graduated, and then between the time I graduated and the time I was going to go for NYC, almost another 1.5 years. And also while people were again at home doing whatever and giving back to bolus, it was just a phone call away to say, "What are you doing? You have finished school now. What are you doing?" And that was how I moved to their head office in Lagos. and I was working in the computer department. So I worked in the computer. I sometimes sit in for the admin when the admin lady is not around. Internship, because by the time I finally even did my 6-month internship, I still did my internship with them. And these are some of the kind of opportunities. So giving back to the Weog student chapter, that we are even currently, we are upgrading it from student chapter to young professional chapter, because we want you guys to start having the mindset of being a young professional. I remember those days, we had students that used to write research paper, go present at industry conference, like some of the industry conference we had invited some of you to. Last year, we invited the Unilab students to man the Weog booth at the OTL. We had students represented at the NIES, at the NOG. And this is, and between you and I, most times when you see those students come for those conferences, they're usually boys. You hardly see girls, which is one of the what we want to achieve with Weog Young Professional. You will have the Weog Young Professional students, Weog Young Professional youth corpers, Weog Young Professional early career. So I need you to key into this golden opportunity. That is my story. I want the next girl child that is currently in the primary, secondary, to be able to hear your own story. If you go on TVC, this story is on TVC. If you go on Arise TV, this story is on Arise TV. And that was how I became, while still in school, I became an energy, oil, and gas professional, because I was churning out report. As a matter of, I remember one day my elder sister came. She didn't know what I was doing, but she just know that she's there. In those days, if you are doing IT in any company, what you do as IT person is to go and buy akara at the bus stop. They will send you, go and buy akara, go and do photocopy, go and do kiniko. But because, in fact, I remember finally when I now did the main IT and all the other people were being sent to go and buy akara, they dare not send me to go and buy akara, because I know my words. They are talking oil. I understand PMS. I know what AGO is. I know what DPK is. I know the industry even more than some of them that were there by virtue of that exposure. So they will say, this one a big girl IT student. This one, some people were tying it to my sister being there, but that wasn't it. And as a matter of fact, by virtue of my experience as somebody that could use the computer, and they were running like a company-wide IT awareness course. I was one of the trainers, so I was training the managers. A story for another day. I can tell you that some of the managers I was opportune to train, they were some of the people that God now used to even get me my next job in my next organization, still in the industry as a young professional in the early 2000s. Story for another day, like I said. Back to my notes. So I need you to change your mindset that I am just a student. Opportunities will come your way. You may not be able to get the kind of opportunity I had, but we at Weog, we are focused on creating faith and start getting. So as girls transitioning from students to young professionals, and we expect you to be ready to face gender bias and stereotypes. Some will tell you, in fact, sometimes you will get into some community, you'll be the only girl, you'll be the only female there. You may have limited networking opportunity, because those are some of the feedback some of you have given us. But Weog is ready to give you that networking opportunity by giving you opportunities to also start attending industry events. I wasn't so opportune to attend industry events until my later years in the industry, which I really truly wish I had that opportunity. And now, thank God for COVID that brought webinars and Zoom to us. So you don't even have to attend physically if you are not opportune or chance to attend physically, even though we encourage you to attend physically, which is why we make you man our booths. We make you, in fact, I remember the last set of girls that manned our booths. The minister was going around the exhibition booths, and then while every organization were trying to pull the minister to come to their booths, you know, the students, they just stood there. We have the pictures, they just stood there. Then the minister passed. And then he came back. He said, "You are students." I said, "Yes, we are students." The minister himself and all his entourage and all the different big men, the senators and all that, they came back to our booth and they said they want to take pictures with the girls. Toma, about 4 of them, because they were rotating. It was a 4-day conference, so they were rotating it. So those are opportunities I would want you to key into. Mentorship opportunities as well. I was opportune to build relationship with the then admin officer, who was the secretary at National Oil there. And we built very good relationships, so much so that when the lady was getting married, she made me her best lady as a student. So imagine, as a student, I was still in school. I became best lady for a oil and gas worker. In those days, when you say you are an oil and gas worker, you are a big girl. That was how I became our best lady. You know, and a major gap we have in this industry is a leadership gap. But I tell you that if you can start now and start tweaking your mind to become a young professional and start positioning yourself, presenting yourself, even in your dressing and your outlook, start presenting yourself as a young professional. You can never tell where it will get you to. All this added up to my career experience, because as soon as I started full work, you know, all those work were internship. After my internship, before service, I was already working as a contract staff in corn oil then. I mean, National Oil that then became corn oil. Then I have to then go for NYSC. And then by virtue of the fact that I already had some industry experience, I moved to Unipetrol. Unipetrol was later bought over by Ocean and Oil Holdings. Even after NYSC, I moved to Ocean and Oil Holdings. From Ocean and Oil Holdings, I went back to Unipetrol. Unipetrol bought over Ajip. Unipetrol and Ajip merged, became Owando. When I finally became a permanent staff, all those experiences where I was contract staff. When I finally became a permanent staff about 20 years ago as well, guess what? In less than 6 months of my joining that organization, I scored second in the entire appraisal of over 500 staff of Owando PLC, 2004 appraisal year. And people were like, "Who is that small, tiny girl?" I was so smally. I remember those days, one of my guys used to call me Omoge Fry Pan. Of course, because I was so tiny. But within the 6 months of joining, so they had an issue with, I had a supervisor. They now had to move my supervisor to another unit to go and become supervisor, and they made me supervisor in less than 6 months. Can happen to you when you start now. You are still a student, having the mindset and positioning yourself as a young professional. So it gave me what they call speed. And in less than 5 years, I had become a manager. It's not the normal, because I had become a manager and I was now a manager over some that have been in the industry 15, 20 years. They were reporting to me. And of course, because I focused also on personal development, I was doing a lot of training, self-sponsored. I wasn't waiting for the company to also sponsor my training. I'd come to understand the importance of training, you know. So to you, my fellow young professionals and girls, you have to understand that your voice matters and your positioning. If I continue with my story, we won't leave this webinar. Tips and potential solutions on how you can transit from being a student first in your mind to getting to become a young professional. One, be ready to leverage every opportunity that speak to professionalism. So some of you, we see flyers of one event they want to do somewhere. Don't say, oh, I'm still a student now. We don't need all that one. Take advantage. And that is the platform Weog is giving you. So take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way in that regard. Number two, know that your voice matters. So speak up and be ready to always assert yourself. Leverage every tool that can be used to foster that assertion. Number three, seek mentorship, role model. It is not until when somebody is your mentor and say, mentor me, I mentor you. You can be mentored through the books you read. You can get mentored through different channels. So seek mentors. I remember Mrs. Ibukun. I can clearly call her one of my mentors. Right before we even physically met, I have been attending anywhere I know Ibukun is speaking, I will attend. I've been reading, you know, that was supposed to be part of the picture I wanted to show you as well. We clicked immediately. So seek mentorship directly or indirectly. Seek role models that you want to start looking up to in line with the career or profession or business you want to build, or you want to find yourself in the next future, in the nearest future. Have a 5-year projection of where you want to be. A number of times when we do interview in my organization, and I ask the young graduates, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? They'll be saying things like, wherever God puts me, make it. They will be talking. I'm like, so where do you see yourself? When do you want to get married? Where do you see yourself in your career? Where do you see yourself in your family life? And so on. They don't have such plan. So I advise you, have a vision, have a plan. Let it be little steps here and there, but have something. Develop skills, build confidence, and take calculated risks. Embrace when, if peradventure you fall short, maybe your CGP in one way or the other, when there's no funding, you are not from a very rich home, you are struggling to pay your school fees, embrace all of them as part of the learning points for the future. Don't allow those things to weigh you down to now go into all sorts of things that girl students go into, you know, runs, hook up, like you people call it, you know, in our days, they will call it what it is, prostitution. But these days, people call it runs, hook up, and all those things. No, you don't need it. It is like selling your star, selling your glory. There are different things you can do these days that can give you genuine stopgap fund that will not result in your selling your body. Remember, you are the future. So if peradventure you've had failure, maybe you've even given birth, you have a child, or you have something, there's no money, or whatever it is, or your CGPA is very bad, Embrace the failure as a stepping stone to success. Not everybody will have a smooth journey though. But that doesn't now mean that you should then just be careless about your life. But if peradventure you are one of those people on this call and you're like, oh, she's just lucky, where you are now can still be your starting point and support one another. Which is why in Weog, we allow the students council, we call them students council, you know, now that we are changing the name to Young Professional -S Council, that's S students, because we are also going to have the Young Professional Youth Corpers, Young Professional Early Career, 0 to 2 years councils. You know, we expect all of you to work together. We run election, so you will be running election. Go for position. Go and be your council chapter director, chapter deputy director. I don't know what name they call it, chairperson, chapter secretary, chapter treasurer, chapter membership coordinator. Go for all those positions, because those things, they also play out on your CV by the time you are looking for work. Some of those people you will meet at those conferences and those events, they are the people that will give you the next job in the industry. I know a colleague, a classmate way back those days, while we were still carrying our CV looking for work, by virtue of all those relationships, it got a job straight into Chevron. And again, the same story, the same thing spoke for me. By virtue of all those relationships, it was easy for me to get all those contract jobs before I now finally became a permanent staff. So transitioning from classroom to boardroom is a collective effort. We are ready to work with you, but we also need you to be ready to be transited. Please, can we hear me? So let's break down barriers. Let's challenge the norms, and let's create opportunities. So to the girls and young women and students on this call, I leave you with this quote from Malala Yousafzai, which says, one girl child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world, because we are the vision for the future. And you are that change we are looking up to. Together, let's build a world where every girl can matter, can pursue her dream, can lead with confidence, break the glass ceiling, and inspire future generations. And we welcome you with open arms to be part of our industry, energy, oil and gas industry, as our future generation, to close the gender gap in the industry, to close the energy poverty gap in the industry and in the nation, and to close the energy economic gap. My name is Dr. Oladuniowo, National President, Women in Energy, Oil and Gas, Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Oladuni Puwo. Please, let's celebrate her. Celebrate her. Celebrate her in the comment section. Celebrate her with the icon. Thank you. This speech is very iconic. It doesn't only touches the our mind, it touches the heart. Thank you for sharing so much value from your personal experience on how you moved from classroom to the boardroom. This is not just a success story we are not familiar with. This is something we can see real and live. It's something we can hear, we can touch, we can feel, because you are one of us, and being the founder of Women in Energy, Oil and Gas, we are motivated and inspired to make decisions that will help us reach the same level that you are. Thank you so much. And we really want to use this opportunity to appreciate you for being tenacious enough to establish women in energy, oil and gas, and for creating a platform for undergraduates and young professionals to become part of the organization. In years to come, 5 years, 10 years, you're going to see directors of board of different organizations through this platform. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And we also want to use this opportunity to encourage students who are members of this organization to register officially by filling the form in the comment section. The form is there. The admin, please, you can repost the form so that people who joined late can fill it, please. This is the opportunity to have access to a pool of network that will help you grow professionally so that you will have a voice in society as a woman, as a girl child. And thank you so much. We want to appreciate the National External Relations Director, Dame Asia Audu, for pushing this particular event. Thank you for having the youth at art. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. All right, we are almost done. We'll be rounding up in a few minutes. So we want to take questions from the audience. We have 5 universities represented here, even if some students are in classes and they were not able to join. We believe they are going to be watching the video after this session. So we are going to be taking each school, a representative from each school to ask questions, representative from Nassau State University, from Lagos State University, from University of Port Harcourt, FUTMINA. So let's have, if you have questions, please raise your hand so the admin can identify you. And we are also going to be taking comments and feedback. The truth is that the same level you were when you joined this meeting in the morning is not the same level you are now. The success story of Dr. Laduni alone is something to push you, even if you are not going to invest in the energy and oil and gas sector in future. But this thing is enough to push you to make decisions concerning your relationships, concerning your career, concerning every aspect of your life. So I believe you are not in the same level you were when you joined few hours ago. So if you have questions, if you have feedbacks, please raise your hand. Raise your hand. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you have feedback, raise your hand so the admin can identify you and give you the mic. In the meantime, we are going to, one of the students from University of Benin reached out to us and said they want the opportunity to do a representation of their speech. So we are going to give the mic to the student representative, Ewono Basi Johnson from University of Benin, to present her speech once again, because our voice was not audible and some people could not hear her very well. Please, Ewono Basi Johnson, you can now speak. Admin, please unmute her.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I'm coming, please let me get the speech. Okay, good morning to the amiable National President, Weog, and our wonderful executives, students from University of Benin, students from the Federal University of Technology, Milan, and other energy enthusiasts present. My name is Johnson Iwongabasi Hussein. I'm a 500 level chemical engineering student from the University of Benin, and I am the student rep of Weog in University of Benin. I'm happy to be part of this webinar, and I am happy to give this speech. Firstly, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to the National President and our wonderful executive for hosting us today, especially on a significant occasion. Today, October 11th, marks a significant occasion, the International Day of the Girl Child, a day to recognize the potential, achievements, and challenges faced by girls worldwide. This day serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of empowering young girls and ensuring they have equal opportunities to pursue their dreams. The initiatives and programs led by Weog inspire me. They empower women to break barriers, develop leadership skills, and embrace opportunities in fields that are crucial for the future. Today, as we celebrate the potential of girls around the world, we also acknowledge the incredible contributions of Weog and the strides they are making toward gender equality. I decided to reach out to the Women Energy, Oil and Gas Association for a new chapter at the University of Benin with the support of Ikoje Emmanuel, the Director General of the Energy Club Uniben. I was inspired by the stories of these women, like our wonderful president, who have successfully navigated this industry, and I wanted this for other students at my school. I truly appreciate the swift and positive response from the national president and our executives in making this chapter a reality. Their support has been invaluable, and it reflects the association commitment to empowering the next generation of leaders. Today, as we celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child, let us remember that empowering young girls means providing them with the tools, support, and inspiration they need to dream big. Through our student chapter, we aim to champion diversity and ensure that every girl child feels she belongs in the energy sector. In conclusion, I want to express my gratitude once again to the National Executive and all of you here today. On this special day, let us reaffirm our commitment to empowering the next generation of women leaders in energy. Together, we can build a brighter and more inclusive future. Thank you very much for another opportunity to present my speech. I'm grateful.
Thank you so much, Ewano Basi Johnson, student representative of Uniben. You did not only do a speech presentation, you gave us an official closing remark from the student perspective. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Laduni Owa. Thank you so much, distinguished Dr. Bella Mata, you've been on the call. We recognize you. We appreciate you for all you are doing for women. Thank you so much, our National External Relations Director, Mrs. Audu Asia Hassan. Thank you, everyone that joined in the section, students from Uniben and all over the universities. Our goal is to ensure that we have women in energy, oil, and gas actively working in all universities in Nigeria. And we want to ensure that students, not just students, female students have voices in society, and they are actively involved in the Nigerian energy sector and politics in general. So we are bringing today's section to an end. A warm reminder that if you are yet to register, please click on the link to register, and also visit our website so that you'll be informed about the activities that are ongoing. There are so many activities, programs ongoing in the energy sector that you can join even as a student. Make it one of your responsibility to always check our website for updates so that you can be informed on webinars. You can join trainings, you can join in Abuja, in Port Harcourt. We have main chapters in Port Harcourt for students in Port Harcourt. You can reach out to the chairman of that particular chapter for mentorship. When you want to have your monthly meeting, student meeting, you can reach out to these state ESCOs for them to be represented in your meetings. And if you have questions, do reach out to us, reach out to the External Relations Director, reach out to me, send us an email through our official email and all. So we will bring in the absence of questions, we don't know if we have questions.
Please check your private message.
All right,
before you wrap up.
All right, ma'am. All right, Ma, we have a message. Okay. There is a message here on behalf of Jade Project Services and in late memory of my father, Chief James Okunola Okulaja. I wish to donate an additional 10 1,000 naira data for 10 young Weog Amazons who logged in to today's webinar. This message is from Duchess Dolapo Kotun Okulaja. Are you excited? So, Duchess Dolapo Kotun Okulaja donated 1,000 data to the first 10 young Weog Amazons who logged into today's webinar. So she donated it on behalf of Jade Project Service Limited and in memory of our late father, Chief James Okunola. Are we excited? Are we excited? So we are going to be selecting the first 10 people who joined this webinar, and you're going to get credited. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jade Projects Limited, for this huge contribution. Thank you so much, Duchess Dola Poputun Okulaja, for this huge contribution. This is just a tip of the iceberg. Like this is not even the main thing you are going to have access to when you become a professional member of the students young professionals council. So this is just one of the things you will have access to. You have access to mentorship, especially from women who are experts in the industry. So I encourage you to register with the link. Okay, we're just going to take feedback from Oluwada Milola Omotosho. And one other comment from the audience. So if you have something to say, please raise your hand so the admin can identify you and unmute you. Please, admin, unmute Oluwada Milola Omotosho.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ma'am. Please confirm you can hear me, please.
We can hear you.
All right, so mine is like a question. I want to quickly appreciate the national president for a wonderful speech, and our experience is really, really inspiring. So thank you very much for the attendees. Thank you very much for staying up to this time. So my question is, going through the link for the to be a registered member. I saw something like a price or the cost of, I don't know, the registration fee. Sorry, registration fee for members. I want to ask if student membership is free or we are still expected to pay to.
Thank you so much. So, the National Director of External Relations, please, would you help us answer that question? Dami, please, can you ask your question again so that Dame Asia Haudu can answer the question?
All right, so I asked if, okay, while going through the link for the registration, so I saw a fee, some fee for different categories. So I asked if student membership is free or we are expected to pay also as students.
Okay.
Okay,
All
thank you
right.
very much, Damilola, for that question. So the registration for students is, of course, way discounted as compared to regular professionals and workers and members of Women in Energy, Oil and Gas. So the discounted rate for registration for students is 5,000 Naira. And then there's a 5,000 Naira annual due. Was I audible?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
So
ma.
yes, it is very important that anything, we all know that anything that comes free is not really taken as serious as it should be. So that is why this is a token. It is not, it really would not even bear the cost of a lot that you would benefit from being a member of Women in Energy, a student member of Women in Energy, Oil and Gas. But it is a token to show seriousness, to show commitment, and being a member of Women in Energy, Oil and Gas. So the benefits you would get from making those payments it outweighs the 5,000 Naira registration and 5,000 Naira annual dues. I can rest assure you that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dane. Thank you. Thank you. So this is just, let's just compare it to paying your departmental or faculty dues in school so that you continue to access the privilege attached to it. And like Dame Asia said, the money is not even compared to the opportunities you have access to, the people, the networking opportunities, the mentorship, and the trainings you have access to because you are a member of the Weog Young Professional Council. So there are a lot of sponsorship for students. For instance, somebody who is not even in today's webinar just decided to send data to 10 students. So there are a lot of things you have access to. There are a lot of sponsorship. There are a lot of opportunities you have access to, internship opportunities if you apply on time and all. So these are some of the things you will have access to. The other day, 120 UNILAG students were sponsored. 120 UNILAG students were sponsored by a bank because of their connection with Women in Energy, Oil and Gas Nigeria. So what we encourage people to do, if you want to really make tremendous results in this industry, you have to build network, you have to build sustainable network, relationship with people. And this is a platform for you to build that relationship. Like our team said, from classroom to boardroom. If you want to move from the classroom to boardroom, there is a gap you need to fill, and Weog is helping you fill the gap. And that is why our motto, our tagline is Energy Women Closing Energy Gap, Energy Women Moving the Nations Forward. So Weog is a platform for you to move forward in your career as a young professional. I believe that question I've answered the question so many people have, or if you have a question, you have comments, please let us know. You might not have opportunity to interact with leaders like this. Please, if you have comments, please let us know so we take everything. So Damilola, your hand is up again. Please admin unmute Damilola.
All right, thank you very much for the wonderful response to my question, the one I asked earlier. So I have a question concerning the OTL events in Lagos. And I want to get more information about the events. If students can attend, especially like since the registration fee is in dollars. So I want to know if students maybe close to the Lagos can attend the events.
Okay, thank you very much, Damilola, for that question. Students can attend the event. I will be sharing with you. I don't know if she's on the call. She may even be on the call. Mrs. Lucy Okeke, she is the Weog chairperson for the 2024 OTL committee. Mrs. Lucy Okeke, if you're on the call, kindly unmute and respond to Oluwadamilola's question extensively. But if not, after this call, I would speak with Esther so that she can get you to interact with Mrs. Lucy Okeke, and she can get you on board on how to attend the OTL for this year.
Thank you very much, Ma.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, the National Director, External Relations, Real Dame Asia Audu. Once again, we want to appreciate the National President, Dr. Duni Owo, for finding out time to attend this event despite our busy schedules. Thank you, Dr. Bella Mata. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, student representative. We encourage you to be great evangelists of this particular organization by telling STEM students everywhere about Weog and how they can be part of it, especially the benefits that we have access to. So we are bringing today's event to a close. Remember, the theme for 2024 International Day of the Girl Child is Girls' Vision for the Future. If there is anything you are taking home, take home the success story of Dr. Oladuni Owo and let it be your inspiration to run. Let it be your inspiration. If you are not running, walk. Let it be your inspiration. If you are not walking, crawl. Let it be your inspiration to just move, not be stagnant. Let it be your inspiration to move forward. Thank you so much.
Can I say something? Madam Esther, can I say something quickly?
Yes, ma. Yes,
okay,
ma.
Thank you very much. Just to quickly chip in and answer to that question on conference participation. Again, like I said, one major opportunity you can leverage on with Weog is to volunteer. So I made mention of last year how some of you students from Unilag, the person that asked the question, which school are you from?
I'm from Footmina.
Okay, Footmina. I remember some of the students from Unilag volunteered and they were the one that manned our booths. And because of that, that gave them free delegate pass that should have cost them $500. So those are some of the volunteering opportunities, which is why we let you know that the value is more than the token registration you're paying. Imagine a $500 event that can connect you with the minister, connect you with even the president and all that. NOG, for instance, is about $1,500, but most of our student volunteers, we make cases for them, they attend for free. And we even have some that are even outside Nigeria. So we have OTC. It would be great to have students follow us to OTC in America next year. So position yourself, but again, the starting point is fill your application form. The membership director will review it because we also don't want a case where you are not a student and because you hear that something is happening, you quickly go and so we want it to be the right people. So it will go through a review and approval. It's not automatic. After you have been approved, they will now tell you, go and complete your registration. And another thing is, for some of you that are in your school, if you can come up with 100 students, we can even look for, we can direct you on how to get organizations to sponsor your registration and sponsor some things for you as well. So for instance, I remember the Unilag students were 120 and a bank sponsored them, sponsored their initial registration because it was during I think there was a strike or something. So of course, students didn't have alawi, so they didn't have money. So it was during a strike or something. So somebody paid for their registration and annual due for that year. And that one, and then after that, you can be paying your 5,000. But again, is enormous benefits. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, it's been a great ride, and we're bringing the meeting to an end. We're bringing the meeting to an end. As I was saying, I said this is a charge for you to move. This is a charge for you to move, and Weog is a platform for you to move. It is that energizer for you to move. So I want to appreciate everyone for being part of this meeting. The National President, Dr. Laduni Owo, the National External Relations Director, Dame Asia Audu, Madam Bella, Dr. Bella Mata, Mrs. Mitchell, and all that has contributed to the success of this meeting. Thank you so much to the students representative. I believe this record will be available for you to share with those that were unable to join so that they can watch it after the session. So we'll be bringing today's meeting to an end by praying the third stanza of the national anthem. If you can project it, please project it. It says, after the count of two, please. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this meeting.